Actually, the model would be like this. The high poly model. I think they might be done it with the help of a scanning. It might not be a real model like the model one. It looks like a scanned 3D model. Look at the patches here. There are many 3D softwares through which we could. There are many apps through which you could able to scan a live 3D model. A live model you can scan. For example, you can turn on your camera and you insert your app. Then you go near your table fan, okay, or you go near any of your even your dressing table or anything. Okay, just turn the app with the camera on and rotate it around. Okay, and go around the 3D model, go around the fan or the dressing table or anything you have. Then what would happen is it would collect all the images. The app would collect all the images. It would calculate the depth map of the object from your camera. Then it combines, it collates all the images, and it would create a 3D model. Okay, so there are many such apps that are available. Is there any apps or any software that you were aware of creating such live 3D models? Yeah, and the one thing is after they complete the model, they just delete all the unwanted things inside the object because the mesh is too big, right? So you should not have any object inside. It should be a hollow one. Only then it would be much easier for you to go with it. Okay, and there is when you try to 3D print this model, okay, then again it should be a hollow one, and this one you can close at the bottom, okay, or you can even leave it hollow. But you should not fill it with many 3D objects. Okay, I like this one especially because of the texture. Look at this one. The texture is really good here. Yeah. Look at the model. I really like the way this cement has been platted. It is platted everywhere. And look at the designs they have here for the girl. That was gorgeous. Yeah, and it gives a feel as if like a sculpture where the textures were eroded out. Okay, that was very cool. So anyway, you guys might be having your 3D model right here. Download your 3D model. Please open the 3D model which you have downloaded the last time. Use that. Now, similarly, let me just go to my last file. Recent files I have bought. You can go there. Maybe I can create it again. So I'm going to create nerves primitive plane, and I go to the channel box. I increase the patches. Guys, don't ask me what I did because this is what I did the last time. Don't expect me to teach you this again. Okay, right click, go to your hull, select your hull there. Panels perspective, just like what we did yesterday. Perspective new camera, and the camera's name is my render. I'll go to my shelf. I think I could go with my. I have already separate cells for LR2. lighting rendering class. I can just go and use that one. And as usual, I go to my render settings. Like yesterday, I would like to know what's the render size. It's 960. Go 640 by 480. And close this. Try to save the file. So save scene as oh my god. File, set project. So lighting rendering, class material, class files. No. Yeah, I think I could say that. Yeah, that's right. Let me save this file now. So save this, and here I just name it as N0121, which is lighting the character. And here in your render window, you could see that there are this is a grid. You can disable and enable the grid. Okay, I enabled it. I disabled it. Then the next one you'll be having is your film gate. The film gate would show you exactly the areas which is going to render. Look at this now. So now you're going to see which areas is going to render. But once you turn this on, it will tell you, okay, this is what we're going to render. And next to that, we'll be having a resolution gate. The resolution gate will tell you how much resolution it is. Let me turn off the film gate. Let me turn on the film gate, then turn off this one, so I could see. I'll turn it on now. It's 640 by 480 resolution. Great. Then the next one we'll be having is a field chart. The field chart will tell you exactly how much difference the object is from the corner to the center, and similarly horizontally, vertically. All this information you would get from the field chart. You could use this as your as a chart to fix the camera angle. You know, you could use this as a chart to fix the camera angle, and you would know, okay, whether my model is properly there or something wrong. You could fix it up. You could fix it. To fix how you want the object to be rendered. Okay. That would help you. Reduce this part. So okay, this will help. And instead, I can select the model and would rotate the model here. Yeah, that will be much easier for me. So I don't need to change the background. Okay, that's being done. So this is your field chart that you could use to find whether the camera angle is perfect or is the positioning from the left to the extreme and the right to the extreme of the 3D model is fine that you could see from that. Okay. So that one. Then it can turn this off even. And the next one you'll be having is a safe action. The safe action tells you do not go beyond this border. It's just like you're titling in video editing. It will tell you, okay, don't do anything beyond this border. This is just a safe action. Why? Because in the early days, you'd be, there would be a problem where you sometimes when you telecast this or when you scale down your output into a television for a PAL format, 720 by 576 or NTSC format 720 by 480, then the chances of trimming this area, the size would be higher. So they have this safe area that we could use that. Then we have a safe titling. So safe titling says that anything you want to give a titling for your scene, it has to come only here. Do not go beyond this area. Anyway, we're not going to do that, but we can use a safe action. That is also fine. Anyway, I'm not going to use that also. Okay, so this is why. So now, what I do is I could just hit control space bar, And I would like to view bookmarks. But before I go with the bookmark, I would like to render the scene and find out is everything perfect already or we're missing something. Oh, and before I light something, I had to light it. So the thing is like I better stop this from rendering. Yep. So let me just bookmark this. So go to view, bookmarks, edit bookmark, and I will run this my render. Dash render one. Then add to shelf. See, the moment I click add to shelf, it's been added and closed. So no matter wherever I go, just press the button, we come back. Look at that. The button. Great. Now click this, go to your shelf editor. Okay, click the tooth wheel and open the shelf editor. Then open the third option, which is here, and name this icon label as R1. Okay, icon label as R1. And the color of the icon label, you can fix this to anything you want. Okay, I just choose an yellow and ensure that you are selected the third one. Because my shelf has 3. If your shelf has nothing, then yours might be the first one. Okay, so now when I press this, okay, it's fine. So now, even though I'm in the vendor camera, I don't need to switch to other camera because I have bookmarked. Anytime I can go back. So anyway, let me go to my perspective. Okay, and I would like to create a light here, light, and that area light. So the light, bring it here, and scale it up. Point in this direction. Go to the properties of the area light. Disable the normalize, and let the intensity be 2 or 3, and the exposure be 5. And look at the render shape here. Okay. Maybe I can change the background color of my model. Background color. I can select this, right click, material attributes. Oh, Lambert one is a default model, a default shader. Don't apply or don't change the default shader, because if you want to change the default Lambert one shader color, when you create a new object such as a sphere or cube, that would also utilize the same color and it would appear in the same attachment. So don't touch Lambert one. So right click, assign new material. I would like to go with another Lambert, which is for the PG. And here I change the color into not that, yeah, brownish pale. Because I'm convinced with this background color. There's no transparency, nothing. So everything. Okay. Now I want one thing here. Maybe I can switch to right click on the left side. Then I have 2 panes side by side. Okay. So now I have 2 panes side by side, and this panel is your perspective view, and this panel, just a minute, guys. So now I would like to go to panels, orthographic and top view. So this is the top view of my camera now, okay, of the viewport. And I would like to go to panels again and tear off copy, or you can go with tear off. So what if I just tear off copy? Okay, now look at that. Now we got a separate window as a top view. Now I can just switch to my single view, perspective view, that is there available. You can just click here. Now you're back to your perspective view there. So this is my top view. Okay. So look at this one. Where is the camera here? I think this camera is the render camera, right? Okay, fine. Fine. So here is my render camera, guys. I could use this one for my reference. I could use the top view for my reference to show you how the light is distributed in my thing. Okay. So here you can see the light is distributed in the way, the position in a way like here is your key light. Fine. And if I just bring down the scale down the light, okay, then I'll just increase my exposure to 5 or something. Then I increase my intensity. Okay. So now you could get the same thing, but look at here, the exposure. Look inside the basket, light is not exposed too much, right? So those are some of the problem why we had to go with this light. Anyway, we can also have another light at the top. Okay. So this is just one way of lighting the same. Let me just scale it up again. Okay. Let me just use the color temperature as we discussed already. 4,500 or 4,000 is for the morning light. Okay. And from 3,000, from 4,000 you'll get a morning light. Maybe like 2,500 you can get a morning light. 3,500, yeah, you get a morning light. Then when it goes beyond 6 or 9, you will get the evening light. Okay, like a night light you can get. So keep that in mind when you light your thing. If you want to go with the night scene, the light should be like 9,000. Beyond 9,000 is your night light. Okay, and before 4,000 would be your morning light. Okay, 4,500 for that. Reduce that. Anyway, I will not be using this. So now let me change the color of my light here, which is not too much of yellow. Mild yellow I was using here, but here mild yellow. Okay. Now this is one light. Now let me go to my top view. Here I have one light. Okay. So this light should be my key light. Now I hit Control D. I put one here. Now you notice this is your fill light. Okay, and you could bring down the intensity to 1.6 and 1. Okay, this one you guys know about. So if I just bring it much closer. So when most of you rendered your scenes, it was like a washed up one like this, where I could see everything here on the face. Whereas it has to be a fill light, right? So even though this light is filling the entire area, this light should focus only less part, or it should light only less part of a 3D model, not the entire 3D model. It should not light everything to make it even. Okay, don't go with too much of light. Go with a lesser number of light value or an exposure, so it would cover evenly. Okay, this is one way of lighting the scenes. Then you can have one backlight, like we discussed yesterday. You can have one backlight. Okay. What is difference in this, everything seems like already we discussed. Yes, we already discussed about it. And for the backlight, I prefer to go with green or anything like that. And I want to bring up the intensity there. Okay, so you can see this backlight. There's a ring light. See that? See that there's a ring light here. You can even rotate the light. Okay, or like however you want, you could rotate and use them. Maybe you could just use them here. Look at this. Yeah, you could use here now. You see the ring light. This is how I want most of your output to be. You need to have some ring light here. Okay, and based upon your wish, you could change that. Maybe next to this, I can have a blue, yellow, because this is background is red, right? So next to the red in the color wheel, I can have a yellow color, or I could have this color. So these colors would be mostly fixable, or you can go with an complementary colors. Okay, look at this one, because it's opposite one, but eventually it will also be. Okay, you can pick any such light. So that is what I was expecting from your outputs. Okay, fine. Now, apart from this, is many more light needed for the scene? Yes, it's purely upon your wish. Now, first thing you have to do is, guys, remember this. When you select this key light, let me just do this as my backlight. I go to ring light. You can call this whatever. No problem with that. See, there should be always only one light source for the 3D model. Okay, so this is the key light. There should be only one light source for 3D model. So now select this main key light and come down. Everything is fine. Now go to the fill light. Go to your top view. Yeah, and now you can easily understand which light I'm selecting. So key light is fine. I don't have any problem with that. It has to cast shadows and cast volumetric shadows. Fine. Now select your fill light, and for the fill light, there should not be any shadows. There should not be any volumetric shadows. So turn it off. Then similarly for the backlight, it should not have any cast shadows and it should not have any volumetric shadows. Okay. The reason is because I just want the light from that object to light my scene. Let my scene. That's it. I don't want any shadows or any other object to be created because light source is only one. You should keep that in mind. Do not let the fill light and backlight to create shadows on the 3D model. Okay. So this is your duty to select this fill light and backlight and turn off your shadows part. Okay, great. And also one more thing that I have to say. For example, let me just select this one. This is my backlight, right? So this is my backlight here. Now I would like to duplicate the backlight. Select that, take it up, and put it at the bottom. Put it here. Maybe I could rotate this light here. Now, I don't want this to be blue in color. And I just want this color to be like how it was before. Okay, a mild light. And similarly, the intensity, if you think the intensity is too much, you can reduce that. Yeah, the closer you come, then you know where the light source is. I'm just coming closer to find out where the light source is. You see that now? The light is focused on this area. I could see it here. Yeah. The more I go further, light is going down. So I have to switch it a little. Then I move this up. Okay, this is one light. And what if I turn the shadow on in this light? Maybe I can just turn this cast shadows and cast volumetric shadows. So once you do that, you can get some light here. It would fall down. Okay. Let me go to my exposure. I think I could boost up the exposure a little bit, not too much. Okay. And what if I just, oh, it's too much light. Anyway, yes, this is what I call bleaching. I don't want too much of light here, so you can't see the texture. That is the light bleaching. Do not let that happen. If that happens, then just bring down the intensities and bring down the exposure, so you won't get such bleach on your 3D board. Okay, that is foremost the important one. And what if I select my key light now? Okay, then I turn the intensity of 0. Look at this now. I made the key light's intensity to 0. Okay, see that? I made the key light intensity to 0. Or you can just hide the key light. For example, you select the light, go to your channel box. You can select the key light, and there is a visibility on in the channel box. Okay, when you press 1 and enter, it is on. When you press 0 and enter, it will be off. Now the light is entirely off. Okay, you can see that now. So now all you have is just one light. You have a back rim light, and you have one fill light. See that? You have one fill light. That's really beautiful. You can see that. Okay. So, and this fill light will not create any shadows. Whereas the top light you have, it would create some shadows. So that it will create some shadows. So if you turn this off, then it won't be good. So let it be on. Let it create some shadows there. And if you want to change the shadow color also, you could do that. But before that, let me just try to bring in some more light. Yeah, you see the shadows now? The shadows are falling at the bottom. The shadow of this eye, the top eye is falling on the cheek. Then shadow of the face falling on the neck. Okay. This is just to show you about. Yeah, look at this. I just made the exposure. Exposure won't make any difference if the intensity is here. Now let's look at this. Okay. So this is also one of a cool lighting technique you could try. So these are some of the ways you can light your 3D model to make it more attractive. Okay. So it's not like every time you have to go with only a key light to light your scene. If you feel that the light fits, you can even light the scene just with one light. You don't need to go with the key light all the time. Okay. The only thing is it has to be attractive. That's it. Okay. And instead of this color, what if I go with red one? Look at that. So this is the mild red, and this backlight can be a little green. And this light can be or blue. It can be blue light, or I think I need some light information to be proper. So this topic. Look at this one. Now there are 3 colors merged in this. Okay, this is a normal light here. Then you have, yeah, this is a normal mild yellow light. Then here you have a green light, and here you have a red light. So you can even change the light. So this one you can go with yeah. Look at this one. Purple one, that would also be good. Okay. So even without a key light, you can go and do the thing. Okay. Now here the key light will be on the top. Look at this one. Now this light will be the key light because from the top it is emitting the shadow. It looks as if the light is from the top. When you look at the 3D model, what you get, you can see the light is from the top, and I could see the rim here. Light is on the top, so this area is lit up. So which means the key light is on the top. Okay. So since this is the key light, you can use now you can use a fill light. So let me just turn on this fill light. What is this one? So let me turn on the key light. Windows outliner. Area light. See in the outline you could see it is disabled. So select this light and the visibility, press 1 and enter. Sorry, press 1 and enter. Yes, the light is back. Now look at this. The key light is too much of it's emitting too much of light. Maybe I could just go to my attributes, okay, and I could bring down the exposure. Let me have few exposure, and I could bring down the intensity. Look at this. I'm going to fill this one now. So this is how it was before. Yeah. Now I'm going to increase my intensity. I'm going to control middle click in the intensity text box, control middle click, and I could drag the mouse. Oh, it's too much. That's too much. Point 4 is too much because I have a higher exposure there. I could even bring down the exposure. Yeah, 1.4. 1.2 would be fine. Now this light, look at this one. Now this light will be the fill light. FILL fill light 2. And this one is fill light 1, the left side. Left side is fill light 1, this one is fill light 2. And for this light, I don't want the shadows because it's a fill light. So there is no shadows for this one. It is not a key light. Now we change to fill light, and we have a rim light. And this one, the top light, that will be a key light. So the top light, I just named it as your key light. And here you have the rim light. So it's up to you to find out how to. It's up to you to find out how to make this light much more realistic. Okay, so you can have your own. You can do whatever you want to make this much more attractive. Okay, maybe I can just have I can rotate. I could just select this backlight, rim light. Oh, sorry, just a minute. I think my system is troubling. Yeah. Now I can hit Control D. Then I could just fill this towards the background. See, this is to differentiate your output from the background. It's just to differentiate your outputs. That's it. Not something different there. It is just to show that your output is different from the background. Okay. So the intention here is not to fill the light with everything you have. And not to fill the background with different colors. It is just to differentiate your object with the 3D model we are using. Okay. And if you wish, you can fill the light. If you wish, you can fill this with your own light, whatever you wish. But you don't want too much of light in the background. Okay. A little will be fine. And yeah, the background, you can move it a little to the back or front if you wish. And since the camera is facing on this side, you can even rotate this background here. Look at that. I can see this line which is here. Okay, I just pushed it a little down. So now you can't see that the civics. You can see that there. So yeah, this will be fine. Okay, guys. So this is just one way of doing things. Just save the thing. And I would like to go with file again. Oh, file save cleaners 10.1.1 and file save cleaners 10.1.2. Now, guys, now I showed you how to have a light at the top and create this, right? And now, let me just go to my top view. So in the top view, now you could see we have one key, we have two fill lights, and we have one key light and all this. Let me select the key light here. Let me go to my channel box. Now I turn this off, 0. I can see here. I turn this off. The key light, I turned it off. It is above the head, right? It was above the head, the key light. I just turned it off, my channel box. Okay. So now all we have is two lights here. And I would like to position them because both of them need to have the same intensity values. I need to check that. So this light has 1.6 and 1.3. And here it has 1.6 and 1.3. Now both have of same intensity and exposure there. So here are just only two lights. Maybe I can just delete. I turn this backlight also off, 0. I turn the rim light also off. Okay, I turn the backlight and rim light both to be off now. Now we have only two fill lights are there. So look at the fill light, channel box. Let me increase the fill light values. Let me select both them. So I think only one was affecting that. So I had to select this, take this value to 3, select this one and change the value to 3. Okay. So now we have only two lights in the thing. There are only two lights. So one light I can just change this color to blue, and the other light I can change this color to an yellow. So look at that. Now we have only two lights there, and both of them you can even make it much stronger, or you can change the color to a little more bluer. Look at that. Or you can even have pinkish shade there. Okay. You can find out which one you would like to go with. You can use that. Okay. So that's it. So even you can light the object with just two lights. That's what I was. And if I go back, it's a blue, and here it is in yellow. Instead of the yellow, you can change the color to look at that, right? Okay. And the one thing which this is now, both the lights are just emitting the light. Now both are just emitting the light, but there are no shadows on the object. And if there is a light source, there should be a shadow, right? So you can create another light from the bottom or from the top then you can use it. So for example, I just create another duplicate here. Okay, this time I positioned it from the bottom here like this. And let me just change the color. So look at that. Let me increase the exposure. Okay. Because since the light is from the bottom, you could see there are shadows falling on the top. Okay. There are shadows falling on the top also. So this is one, and we need to cast shadows. So look at that. The moment I'm going to give cast shadows, this area is updating. See that? When I turn it off, it's just normal. When I turn it on, see, we are getting shadows. And cast volumetric shadows also, fine. And there are volume samples. Maybe I just turn this to 100 or something. When I turn this to 100, you can get a really a good shadow you could get there. I think the shadow density here I can't change. In most cases, we don't change the color of the shadow. Maybe if I had to change, I go with some gray or something. Not much beyond that. Okay. Anyway, I go with some black. So it will take some time because I given a volumetric sample of 100. This is one another light source which is from the bottom. Okay. Now I go back to the light. Now let me delete the key light now. This is the key light which is on the bottom. So if your question is like, sir, okay, I had one light here, sir, from the bottom. Now there are too much shadows on the top. Now what should I do? You have to create another still light from the top here, from the top position. This is the key light position. So create another light from the top and position it here. So you can even that key light. So you can even the shadow. Okay. So don't just fix the light in just one angle and don't decide that you have to go only with one light or two lights or three lights. It's up to you. You can have any more lights and you can create that. And what if my lights are, let me delete this key light on the bottom. I delete this key light. Before I just save this. Then I go to file, save thing as 3. Now I delete this key light from the bottom. Now I select this. I go to my top view. I think that's best. Right. When I select this light and press T, you'll see what I get from here. Do you get anything? When I press T, nothing. Okay, fine. I want to position this light at the back. So let me just select these two lights, the lights, and I would like to position them to the back. So maybe I just select this one. I move it here. I rotate. I select this light. I move it here. Then I rotate here. Now when you look at this object, it will be different. Now when you look at the stain, look at that. So all we have is just two lights here. We have two fill lights which are at the back side. Okay, this is one kind of lighting. You might have learned in your photography classes about the various lighting techniques. So you could use that. So now I can just increase my exposure to 4 or something. Not too big. That would be fine. 2 would be fine. And here I just increase the light here. And look at this one. This is another way of lighting your 3D models. Lighting your 3D model would give you reality I mean, any renders you do, it would give you reality only if you follow a proper lighting method. This is just like a light gel where you will be having different light gels like a blue, pink, red, green, and yellow. These are the light gels. Light gels they probably use mostly for advertisements and short films and that. Okay, so now this is this another kind of light. Let's look here on the center part. There is no light. You can have a fill light. You can have a fill light at the front. That will be a little better. And apart from this, I would like to create one more light for the differentiate this light from the background. So just put one light here. We'll get focused on the background. So look at that. That's really cool. Let me change its color to an yellow shade. Not too high. That's fine. Okay. Maybe you can bring down the color yellows. Okay. So this is one thing. And now you can fill this with another color at the front. Now Control D, the backlight, I just move to the front. Just move this backlight to the front. Then I can bring down the intensity and bring down the exposure. Okay. And I want to, I don't want any shadows here. I just want to even the lighting. So what if the light is not there? Let me press 0 and see, enter. Okay, look at that, impact it created. It was like this before, and now it is like this. So you can compare that by using, we have a, I think we have a photo here. Yeah, we have a camera here. It would take a snapshot. It would just take and store a snapshot of your final render image. So you could use that to compare your outputs. Okay, maybe let me just click this. So it stores one snapshot. Let me just stop and click again. And what if I just turn this light? Which one? Yeah, look at this one now. Now I just stole this light. Anyway, I don't need too much of this light. It is really spoiling the mood. So I need to bring down the, not this one. I think I should bring down the color. The color is too much. Okay. Fine. With this being done, I just save this render image also. Anyway, it's not getting rendered. It's just getting rendered. It's not done. Anyway, I don't have time for that. Let me click this again. So now you can compare the render. So this is how your previous render and this is how your next render is. So from this, you can easily compare, is the light too much or you're lighting properly, that you can easily compare with that, help of it. Okay. Guys, similarly, try many other lighting techniques. You can find some reference images from the internet also. I think I can show you some reference images which I have. Look at this one. Okay, yeah, this would help you really. This one, nowhere in the scene you could see the model is straight to the camera. Don't position your 3D model straight to the camera. That's really a bad lighting technique. They always make this in different way, like a profile view or some other a 45-degree angle. Okay, go with those angles. Do not put the camera straight to the 3D model. That's really bad one. Even so, that's all for today's class. I just shared this image with you in the WhatsApp and in the class now. You guys can try this lighting techniques. Okay, try this lighting techniques for the face of the 3D model. You could see that you can even put you can put a render camera angle as a close-up shot for your 3D model. Then you can try the lighting step. Then you can try the various lighting techniques for your model. Okay, so yeah, that's all about today's class.